Hello, this is Marine FPS. Today we're going over lubricants. Not personal lubricants, firearms lubricants. Get your head in the game. So first off, I want to start out with the first lubricant slash powder solvent that I started using. I started using the hops or hoppies, whatever you want to call it. It came with a shotgun kit, and that's the reason why I used it, because my father passed it down to me. And that's what I was given, so that's what I used. And for a while I used that, and then I switched over to this bottle is Break-Free CLP. It's an aftermarket bottle, but that's what I started using after the hoppies. There's nothing wrong with this because this is really good at rust prevention for what I was using it for, and I was in the military for a while, so I'd come back a few years and after using this, and there'd be no rust on my firearms. So this is pretty good. Break-Free CLP. I still use it now and then, but it's more of the, it's not what I'm using now. You'll see why. Then up next, I tried more of a generic kind of hype kind of version, Froglube. Mainly because it was made by Navy SEAL. I figured, I'd be good. Now, it works good in AR-15s, but for pistols, I don't like it as much. It kind of gels up sometimes. It makes it a little sticky, and I really didn't like that, but it does taste good and it does taste like mints, and you can actually make a mint frosting with. I stopped using it because it started getting a little sticky in some of my firearms. When I was actually, I forgot about this, but when I was taught gunsmithing when I went to school, they told us to use white lithium grease in your AR-15 builds, but with lithium grease, sometimes it gets hard over time. That's what it looks like. But sometimes it'll get crusty over time and harden. So I kind of get away from that now. I'll show you what I use for grease and what I use for lubrication now. But first, before I do that, the next one I use, and I still use this because this is really good, it's Corrosion X. And this is for guns, but Corrosion X formula, there's a couple formulas out there. I can't remember what formula is the same as this. I'll list it in a little note, but this is the same thing. The only difference between gun Corrosion X and normal Corrosion X for guns is just the applicator bottle, this easy application bottle. But I still use this. Very good, awesome freaking rust prevention slash lubricant. I use it like a CLP. It works very good for that. Now for what I use now. Okay, I was looking around online, with this. And this is the Break-Free CLP. This is the Break-Free CLP. It is kind of hazardous. You don't want to drink it. You don't want to eat it. And then the mint Froglube, you can eat it, but it gets sticky. Corrosion X, still good. Still use it. Still good lubricant. But I also use, and this is what I use the most because it soaks into the pores, is Breakthrough Cleaning Technologies, and this is the Battleborn High Purity Oil. I still use this. I love this. It soaks really good in the metal, and it looks really watery. It doesn't really look that oily, but it soaks right in the pores, and it is a good to go. Temperature range from 90 degrees Fahrenheit to 417 Fahrenheit, so it can withstand high temperatures, and it is friendly. It's non-toxic. You don't have to put your gloves on to use it. And now for I also found that the Battleborn Grease works great in AKs. This is what it looks like. It's more of like a gel. Oh, actually, you can't really see it that great. It's more like a gel, kind of like Vicks Vapor Rub looking, but clear. But this Battleborn Grease, it says fortified with PTFE. I'm not sure what that is. But this is also non-toxic, 100% synthetic. So that's very awesome, and I love using this with my AKs and my pistols. It works very good. So that was the history of my lubricants and grease over time, advancing to what I use now. I'm going to admit I use this, and I use this sometimes. And I'm not afraid to use this, but I usually use this as a last resort, but there's nothing wrong with Break-Free CLP. Now what I kind of stay away from now, well, not as much, is Froglube, I use it for certain applications, but I try to stay away from it. And yes, I have the liquid version as well. But that pretty much concludes what lubricants I use. And thank you guys for watching. I thought you guys would think this would be interesting. And if you have any more suggestions for videos, please list them below.